Evening, everybody. It's 6:49. I know I'm a little late tonight, but it's just the way it is. Okay, it's Thursday night, and it's a very special Thursday night because it's the first preseason NFL game. New York Giants against the Pats here, and I think we're 3-point underdogs. So, not bad. Don't really care that it's preseason. Don't really care that most of the guys won't play. You know, I've been watching Canadian football and arena football, and still nothing like the NFL. Okay, I'm not going to talk about stocks too much because I don't see where there's much of a point to going through the individual names today. And I think we have something more important to talk about, and that is that continuing claims were up, initial jobless claims were up. PPI was pretty much in line, down 0.5% versus an expectation of up 2. So that's very positive. X food and energy, it was up zero point 0.2. That was pretty much what was expected. X energy, food, and trade, it was up 0.2, and that was also what was expected. On a year-over-year basis, we were 9.8 versus 10.5. And if that moron, that senile old fool, gets on and starts talking about how there was no inflation when clearly the inflation rate is 9.8%, even though that's an improvement, I'll have to shoot my TV. Um, Year over year, 7.6 versus 8, I think, and year over year, X food, energy, and trade 5.8. Okay, so the only stocks I want to mention tonight, there was one VCSA, and I'm only mentioning it because they mentioned it on CNBC, and it's really not a CNBC kind of stock. It's called Vacasa, Vacasa, Vacasa Inc., and they're a software company, and I think that they have something to do with home rentals. And the stock closed yesterday at 304, and they reported earnings, and the stock got up to 444 last tonight is let me just check regular hours, 405, and that was up $1. So it's a small company. I don't know why they're talking about it, but it was up 33%. New York Times, Value Act owns a position in the stock. They are they're a fund that in fact is a pretty good equity partner. In the meantime, the stock is 3505. It's up 336 or 10.6%. And last was Rivian. Rivian reported today. It was kind of a nothing burger. We were 38.95 at the close, up $1.55 after the numbers, which were so. I think they lost a penny less than they were expected to. The stock did get up to 40.65, but then the last right now is 38.14. That's up 73 cents on the day, but down 80 cents from the close. Okay, so what I want to talk about is commodities. Not for any particular reason, only to say I traded commodities. I have traded commodities. They were the first thing that I ever traded back when I was 18. And up here at 72, that was a pretty long time ago. When commodities trade and they make new highs and they have pullbacks like this, you really kind of have to look at some of the fundamentals. And frankly, the supply demand in the crude, which is the chart that you see on the screen, um, is pretty bullish. I mean, there are just no two ways about it. And it's not just the crude, but it's all of the energies. And, this flows in both directions. You can't have cheap gasoline and cheap heating oil when crude is up. You also can't have cheap crude when heating oil and gas are up. And frankly, they're all up. I think this was a very good test. If you recall, on the weekly, I've been talking about this area, this 85-90 area, the area where we broke out to the upside and ran from 90 to 130 in 2 weeks. I was concerned about this lower high after bouncing all of these times off 92, 93, etc. We did collapse here, but where did we come down to? We came back to the point of breakout. And so, I think we're going higher. And basically, on the daily, it looks that way. What we did was we made a lower low on this move down. And this is a pretty interesting channel, very strong channel. And then we made this lower low and then didn't follow through at all. I'm going to open this up a little bit more for you to see. Okay, so we made a lower low and we stopped right there, and we spent 4 out of 5 days, each day touching this 88, 87 and a half, 89 area. And then yesterday we were down hard and we reversed in the middle of the day, and not only closed up on the high, but we also closed up $1.43. And today, higher high, higher low. We got as high as 95. I said that I thought there was going to be a problem here from 95 to 98, 99, but we went straight into that area. The 5 day has turned up. It hasn't crossed the 20 yet, back to the upside to show a change in trend, but it's getting there. And it won't take a whole hell of a lot to get it there. The reason that I'm mentioning this is because there are a lot of commodities that have gotten very strong. The corn, it's my favorite grain because it isn't as crazy as the soybeans are. But look at this. We made a low, we tested it, wouldn't go any further, turned back up, came back down and tested it. And it looks to me like we're going to, I think we're back to the 650, 680 area. And at $50 a point, that is substantial from 627. The soft commodities, those being things like cotton, up almost $4 today. Coffee, up almost $4 today. Sugar, up 1.5%. Lumber, not really doing nothing much, hanging around that $600 running board feet. Orange juice, up a little. And with all this great news on the economy and this slowing of inflation, the bonds took it on the chin today, down almost 2 full points. 1 and 30 seconds. That's 1 and 15 sixteenths. And, this is just one in a series of lower highs. And I'll show you, and you'll remember this chart because I post it every week. And let's go a little further. Oh, this is the dollar. I'm sorry. I meant to have the bonds. They're basically unchanged tonight. But they're in a channel. They're at the bottom they bounced off the bottom of the channel, got right back into this area of resistance, and today they were down. This is a monthly nearby. This is the daily. So we made, let's go to the weekly, give you a little better point. Okay, so we got right back up into the last break and then finished on the week down 2 and 25-30 seconds. We tried the upside again this week, got up to 144 and change, currently 139 and change. So, my point being that there are a lot of commodities that have turned back up. I don't think that all of this BS that you're hearing about peak inflation is in any way, shape, or form appropriate. And, it's still a bear market rally until they turn it into a bull market. And that's not going to happen without a test a little bit lower. All right, everyone. I'll be back first thing in the morning. Hope you had a good day.